Do you want to become the best center back in VPG? It all starts with this video right here.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we are talking about the best, the ultimate VPG build for centre backs. If you do like this video, hit the like button down below and subscribe if you're new. But anyway, let's get on to the build. So guys, moving on to the main part of the build, we're going to be putting on 90 agility, 90 balance, 90 reactions, 90 ball control, 80 dribbling and 85 composure. The reason we're doing that is agility, we want to be able to move around as fast as possible to keep up with the attackers. Balance, we want to be able to stay on our feet in aerial duels and tackling. Reactions, we want good reactions to be able to react to shots, make sure we can get the blocks, react to tackles, make sure our tackle timing is correct, and it allows us to give the block plus. If you are not allowed to use block plus or bruiser because you are in a restricted league, I will be doing a new video next week giving you a build that doesn't have block or bruiser involved. Ball control, we are going to have 90 ball control due to wanting to trap the ball in our feet and be able to transition to dribbling, or being able to tackle. As soon as we tackle, we've got the ball in our feet, we want to be able to trap the ball in our feet nice and easy. Dribbling, we put at 80 to keep the ball near us so we are less inclined to be tackled, and it allows us to get out of spots that we need to get out of in a case of emergency where we have to dribble the ball out from the back. Composure, we are going to want 85 composure. Composure allows you to play to your full abilities when under pressure, which means if we are under pressure during aerial duels or they have more possession than us as a team, that's when composure really kicks in. Having 85, I have found, is the sweet spot to allow, especially for me that go up for headers in corners, it allows me to not have as much pressure on my character, which allows me to be able to shoot better. Now, moving on to acceleration, we are going to have 90 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. The reason we have that is it's a no-brainer, you want to get a max sprint speed. Now, with my key attributes, I get a 95 acceleration through my facilities. Now, facilities are not needed on this build other than jumping and physical, which I will talk about in a second. But for acceleration and sprint speed, I have a +5 and a +2 on my sprint speed and acceleration. That allows me to keep up with other strikers, other attackers, mainly the Spark build that has 95-95 on their builds. So I can keep up with almost any build on FIFA with this build right here, especially because we have the lengthy acceleration type. It makes it a lot easier for us. Now, jumping, we are going to put a 95, so is our strength. Now, as I just said, disclaimer, we are using level 2 in the weight room facilities. That allows me to get a +5 in jumping and strength, which takes me up to 99. Now, if you do not have that on your build, or you do not have that in your club, then it's all okay. This build can still be used. You'll just losing a little bit of effectiveness of the build, but it still works perfectly fine. I've tested it, I've tried it, and it's been completely fine. Moving over to stamina, 80 just allows us to open up the quick step. Obviously this year on FIFA, stamina hasn't really been an issue for centre backs. At least we can set at 80 and we will never run out of stamina, so we just have it set at 80 so we can get the quick step plus. Aggression, we want at 97. Now, if you can get it to 99 by taking away some head and accuracy or some of your vision to be able to get the 99 aggression, but because I have facilities on right now with a +2 on aggression, I leave mine at 97 and I boost it up to 99. Weak foot, we want it at 3-star. Weak foot always is the best. Do not need 4-star, you do not need 2-star, definitely don't need 2-star. You need 3-star. 3-star will allow you to do everything you need to do, passing out, switching the ball, crossing the ball over, everything you need to do. 3-star weak foot can do that for you. Now, onto curve, I've put 70 curve on my build because when you go to make a pass or a shot, mainly a pass though, as with centre backs, I'm going to talk about it with passing. Curve will allow the game to pass the ball with a curve round your opposition if the game thinks you need it. Now, what that means is if you have a guy stood right in front of you or just off to the side, if you press pass, the game will try and curve the ball for you. Now, at 70 curve, it does it. I've noticed that you do get a lot more curve in your passes when you need it. The two main passing aspects though, long pass, short pass. At long pass, we want it at 85 and short pass at 80. The reason we have that is because that will allow us to open up the ping pass and the tiki-taka both at the same time, which both of them will be used on this build today. Moving up to vision, I have it at 70. You can change it though, as I was saying, if you do need the aggression or the jumping a little bit higher, take away from the vision first, because centre backs don't really do a lot of through balls. But if you're someone like me that does over the top through balls, 70 vision is very, very helpful. But it all depends on your playstyle. This is one that you can change to adopt and adapt your game style to allow you to put other attributes on. Now, interceptions, we're going to go 92. In the new patch that happened, interceptions have been given more animations at 90 plus. I have mine on 92 to be able to extend the reach of them animations just a tiny little bit more. So that's why I have mine at 92 interceptions. Now, head and accuracy, like I was saying earlier, I run with a team that allows me to jump for the headers, whether I'm scoring them or I'm passing them. So having 95 headering is crucial for me. Now, if you are not doing any headers, or you are the secondary man or the third man in your team that not winning headers first time, stick that to 92 or stick that to 91 and free up some attributes for yourself that you can use on your jumping, your strength, your aggression, your dribbling, your composure, your short pass or your long pass, or even on your stand tackle or in your interceptions. I feel like this patch now has gave a massive boost to interceptions and stand tackling, especially because of our new playstyle that we get as boss. We get a new playstyle, we've got a fourth one, and that's anticipate. So having intercept and stand tackle are so crucial to be able to make them work now. If you are not using your head as much as most people do, put it to 91 or 92. If not, leave it at 95. Try out 95, see how that helps you. Now, the phase of awareness, this build does not have the jockey play style on it. You can put it on, and I will show you which ones to replace to put it on, but I don't have it on personally. So I have mine at 96, and that allows me to do everything very, very well. Jockeying, the max speed I've got on my jockeying, it works really, really well. I can move, I'm agile, I don't feel clunkiness like some people do say when we're jockeying. It's clunky. 96 for me, or even 95. I had it at 95 before the pack. I had mine at 95, and it worked completely fine. But for now, I have it at 96. And I've played a few games so far and it's worked perfectly. So now onto stand tackle. We have that 92, same as our interceptions, just because in the patch they just spoke about interceptions getting more animations, but stand tackle already has hidden animations that you can get yourself if you are at 90 plus. Now, I wouldn't suggest going any higher than 92 with any of the extra ones. That's up to you though, but I do not recommend it. 92, completely fine. On to slide tackle, I have 80 slide tackle. Now, before I had only had 75, I didn't touch it once, but I've noticed that 80 is a very, very good sweet spot for being able to make them last ditch tackles when you need them the most. It makes slide tackling more reactive. When you press the button, your person will be more inclined to do it than just stand still. I've had that happen to me before the patch when I had it on 75. I would go to slide tackle, but he wouldn't do it. It would be a little delay. Now, I do not have that delay now because I'm on 80 slide tackle, and it is working for me now. Anyway, that is the overall part of the build done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to the height and weight. So before moving on to the playstyles, we're just gonna look at the height and weight. Our height and weight has to be 6'2" or 187 centimeters for VPG. Now, my go-to is 6'2" with 196 pounds, and that is on the higher side of 6'2". which is completely fine. But if you are worried about anything, then move it down to 6'2" and go 216 pounds. That will give you the +2 balance and the -2 sprint speed. But for me, I have it at 196, 6'2", and I've been completely fine. Now, if you are not playing in VPG and you just want to use this build because you like the way it looks, you feel like it's going to be a good build for outside of VPG, then my go-to is 198 at 6'5". That's my go-to. If you do want to go to 196, you can, and it gives you just the extra sprint speed, but you lose it on the jumping and the strength. If you're fine with that, then go 196. If not, go 198. But for this video specifically, because it is about VPG, because that is what I play, I go 6'2" at 196. Heading over to the playstyles, we will be using precision header, anticipate, area fortress, and block plus. All of them are great choices. Now, the reason I do not have bruiser is because in the latest update, when we did get these new levels, they came out and said that they done a patch on bruiser. Now, if you do not understand how that works, basically, in easy terms, it is now down to the attribute, the strength attribute, and not the playstyle. If you have a substantially significant boost in your attribute for strength, you will bully and you will be able to push all the players off that do not have the high strength. If they have high dribbling though, which most of them will, it will be a lot harder to push them off. So if any attacker that has 90 dribbling, it's going to be harder to push them off even if they ain't got the strength. I do not know why they've done this, and it's not a strength versus strength attribute clash. It's now a strength versus dribbling clash, so it is going to be a lot tougher. That's where they have patched it, made it a little bit harder for us to be able to do bruiser tackles. So for me, bruiser plus, I don't need it. Now, if you really do want to use it, I would suggest getting rid of rather precision header, as I was saying earlier in the video. If you do not make a lot of headers of trying to score goals, then replace it with precision header. If you do, but you still want to change it, I would personally change it to bruiser to the anticipate. I would get rid of the anticipate and I'll put bruiser on. The reason I say that is block is such a part of my build. You do not have to use it, but I feel like it's one of the best that you should have. It really, really helps you when you're in the right positions just to block the ball. But I would get rid of anticipate just because tackling is a lot easier than blocking. Now, onto the silver playstyles. We will be using intercept, bruiser, quick step, press proven, enforcer, ping pass, tiki taka, slide tackle, and first touch. Now, in the video earlier, I said about the jockey playstyle. As you can see, I do not have that on. If you really, really need that jockey on, then replace it with slide tackle. The reason I say replace it with slide tackle is, even though we have 80 slide tackle, we don't really need that playstyle. I have it on because it does help, but if you really, really need that jockey, replace it with slide tackle. Intercept, we need that to be able to intercept the ball. It helps us get the animations as well that we want from the latest patch. Intercept is a very good one. Bruiser, I do have it on my build. I will never say to get rid of it fully because it is such a good playstyle, but I only have it on silver. I do not see the benefit of having it in gold, so I just keep it on silver. Quick step allows me to explode off the line when we are sprinting back, or if I'm trying to come back from a corner to recover. Quick step just gives me that little bit of boost in my acceleration and top speed, just for the simple fact that it helps us with other strikers getting forward, helps us make sure we can get back in time. Press proven, it allows us to keep the ball closer to our feet when we are jogging, can shield the ball more effectively from stronger opponents, which we won't be really going against stronger opponents, but we want to keep the ball close to our feet. Now, Enforcer, greater strength when performing shield dribble. The reason I have that on is because Press Proven and Enforcer, when they get used together by shielding, it makes it into, as I would say, a gold Press Proven. Ping Pass, I use Ping Passes all the time. If you watch my streams or my new montages that have the controller up in the corner, you'll see that I use Ping Pass all the time, as well as Tiki Taka. It allows me to do first time passes with high accuracy, and it allows me to use back heels when needed. For example, if I'm being pressed and I just got to get the ball away from me, sometimes it just do a back heel for me without me even trying to. Now, slide tackle, as I was saying, it just helps you with the last ditch tackles if you do really need to slide. It does also help with sliding blocks as well. It does help a lot. Now, first touch is basically, that's just helping your ball control, in a sense of when you trap the ball in your feet, you're going to have less error of losing the ball or having it bounce off your foot and away from you, which has happened to me a few times before I had first touch on. And it also allows me to move to dribbling a lot faster. So as soon as I trap that ball, I can start moving to dribble without being tackled. Now, I will say just one little tip and one bit of advice is how playstyles actually work in this game. Now, for the block pluses, you get a +3 to the related attributes. For example, block plus, it gives you a +3 on agility, strength, and reactions for a 3-second time. What that means is you will get a +3 for 3 seconds after this has activated. Now, the normal silver playstyles, they only get a +1 for 3 seconds as well. Now, one last thing I'm going to show you is my running style. Now, moving on to running styles, I use the medalist. That is the fastest one that I have found. People say they don't really amount to anything, it's just an animation, but for me personally, in my brain, in my mind, I find the medalist the fastest. Now, if you go to any other centre-back, go to any other person's channel that plays centre-back, they will also have medalist on as well. But the difference with me is I will give you options. Now, medalist is the fastest. Tank is a very good one. Freight is a very good one. The General is a very good one. And Dasher. They are all very good running styles. So guys, that is now the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. And what I want you guys to do is, if you do use this build, just drop a comment down below in this video saying if it helped you, what you think this build could be used to improve on, because this channel is all about creating the best centre-back community. I want you guys to follow in my journey here at Adept, as well as I want to know about your careers. I want to know about how you guys are getting on in your retrospective leagues. So if you do use this build, drop a comment down below, tell me how well it worked for you, or if it didn't work for you. And if you did like this video, please hit the like button down below. It would help me, and I appreciate every person that does. And if you are new here, hit the button, the big red button, and subscribe. Now guys, thank you for listening to me talk about my build, talk about the best ultimate centre-back build, and I will catch you guys in the next video.